everyone. Sandra here for another great wellness topic. So, today I wanted to talk about the importance of sleep. So, I would guess that all of us, kind of at a fundamental level, know yes, sleep is important. We all have to sleep. But I think a lot of us also know that we're probably not getting as much as we should be. Or maybe we feel like we're just the kind of person who doesn't really need a lot of sleep and we can get by on 5 or 6 hours. I think especially when we're a bit younger, we feel like, oh, I don't really need to sleep. And I think as we get older, we realize we need a little bit more than we thought we might. Um, so, I don't know if a lot of us really know what the true benefits are of sleep. So that's what I want to go through today, and hopefully that will kind of motivate you to try and get a little more sleep in each night. Even if you just start out with going to bed maybe 15 minutes earlier and kind of inch your way up that way each week, adding maybe another 15 minutes. So it doesn't have to be all of a sudden you're getting 2 extra hours of sleep overnight, but you're kind of going at it slowly. So let me talk you through some of the benefits. So to me, I think the biggest one is that it actually helps improve our brain function. So in one study, they found that being sleep deprived actually has the same effect on our brain as being drunk. To me, that is just plain crazy. So getting your sleep is really going to help your brain to function more optimally. It helps with our problem solving skills, and it also helps with our memory. Getting enough sleep can also help you to lose weight. So those of us who are trying to lose weight right now and whenever you are, this is really going to help. So when you don't get enough sleep, that really impacts our different appetite hormones. So ghrelin is a hormone that actually makes you feel hungry, and that's a big one that's impacted when you don't get enough sleep. So if you're not getting enough sleep, you're actually going to feel more hungry throughout the day than you would have otherwise. So inherently, you're going to be eating a bit more and then gaining more weight. Sleep also impacts our blood sugar levels. So if you're not getting enough sleep, your blood sugar levels may go up, which can ultimately lead to diabetes. So that's another really important thing to keep in mind. Not enough sleep, that impacts our risk. It increases our risk for heart disease, stroke, and a lot of other chronic illnesses. So getting enough sleep is just going to make you kind of healthier all around. And kind of related to that, it helps boost our immune system. So the more sleep that you get, the less likely you are to get sick in general, even just, common cold, flu, those kinds of things. So keep that in mind. This next one I thought was really interesting. I didn't know this before doing a little bit of research for this topic, but sleep impacts how we interact with people socially. So, aside from just, feeling cranky because you didn't get enough sleep and interacting with people that way, there was a study that showed that when you don't get enough sleep, you have a harder time recognizing people's facial expressions. So you can't tell, anger, happiness, like identifying those things in somebody as you're talking to them, having a conversation with them. So I thought that was really interesting that it impacts our brains in that way. And then kind of related to that with the emotions, it's in our sleep that we process a lot of different emotions. So if you're not getting enough sleep, then you're going to tend to react to things more negatively, and you're going to have more negative things in your life because that's the way that you are perceiving them. So you're going to have those negative emotions throughout the day. So if you can get more sleep, inherently then because of that, that's just going to boost your mood. That's going to make you feel better throughout the day, which is obviously going to impact everything else in your life a bit more positively. So how much sleep do we need then, right? So this varies definitely from person to person, and it will vary at different points in your life depending on what you have going on. But in general, most adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. I know for most of you, when you hear that and you hear 9 hours, a lot of us are probably not getting 9 hours, at least not during the week. But that should be your goal, and see how you feel. But be very honest with yourself, because I think a lot of people feel like, oh no, I function just fine on 6 hours, and that's not true. 90 some percent of us cannot function long term on that amount of sleep. Now, when I give that range, that 7 to 9 hours, that is your sleep that you get regularly. So, during the week, probably most of us tend to get maybe less sleep, and we kind of catch up on the weekend. That doesn't count. You can't sleep 5 to 6 hours during the week and then, catch up and try and sleep 10, 11 hours on the weekends. It needs to be consistent. It needs to be each night you're getting that. Now, of course, one night here and there, you get a little less sleep, or maybe you don't sleep well. That's not as big of a deal. But if it's more consistent, that's where it becomes a problem. So, tell me about your sleep. What kinds of things have you noticed when you get a really good amount of sleep? How do you feel? How do you behave? Things like that. And then what happens when you don't get enough sleep? How does it impact you and your day, your work, your family, all of those kinds of things? So comment on this topic and share your thoughts, and we can all learn from each other. Thanks so much.